Salute, salute, salute. Much love and welcome to another EBX discussion. Whoever joining in, my soldiers and soldierettes. And I know you're doing great, cause if you alive and breathing, you back to fight another day. And let's get to them honors. You know I gotta do it. I honor thy ancestors, and they are alive and well today. I honor thy family. I honor your family. I honor thy brother. Honor thy sister. And may anyone in your family and my family that may have transitioned, may they rest in peace and in power. And let's place that gold over us. May your family and my family, all of our families, may we prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And I'm giving a salute. And I salute to those who built this soldier before you. Family, brothers, and sisters. And I just wanted to take this time, because we got to cherish our time, I want to take this time and acknowledge that. Those that have built this soldier before you. Because it's really a challenging road, my brothers and sisters. And, those grateful power thoughts is what keep us sane. And I always say, make us sustain spiritually, mentally, and what our teachers always say, physically. All three. We need all three on point at all times, as much as we possibly can. That's why we always say, we always have to take a good old scope, a good old look, a good old walk through that good old walk within. And you can never go wrong when you walk within, because the blinders are off. And those of us on the high vibration, we already know this. We're off and running. And once that flame accumulate and get to growing, and that spirit is attached to the chakras of your body, and you feeling positivity all through you, you just can't stop. And you have to become one with oneself to experience this. It's a lot of things that you have to stop doing, thinking, and behaviors that have to change. Old habits have to die. It's a lot of levels, a lot of things that we have to do to get to know oneself. And I've had a lot of help with a lot of these areas, and from my family. Every aspect of our lives has something to do with our growth. And unfortunately, there is some negative challenges in our lives that kind of played a part in lessons we learned. But I'm going to focus on the positive. If it wasn't for the DNA of my family, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, every part of my family, I don't care about the ups and downs, it still made me who I am today. And even friends that I have met along the way. Remember, I'm only sticking to the positive. I've learned things that, like us, a lot of us, brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, salute. A lot of us have things that's in our spiritual memory bank that we think about sometimes when we're maybe by ourselves, when we take those little moments of solitude, some solitude, to recharge. And, and when we going through our thoughts and our spiritual memories, things come up, especially if you're a very positive individual, brother or sister. And we tend to meditate on those things that enriched us and made us better and greater. And we'll sit there and we just smile and think about it. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what was in my spirit right now. And that's why I say salute to those that built this soldier before you. Because if I had made other choices other than the right ones, even though I made wrong choices in the past, but I made a lot of right ones too. And the right ones were the ones that got into my subconscious and made me listen and accepting who I am as, as far as being in my family and things I've learned from my family, and looking at the great things that my family has done for me, And I've done some great things for, some of my family too. And but of course I've done a lot of bad things, which we all have. But again, like I say, I'm only gonna focus on the positive, because the positive is what gets a lot of us to where we are today. And that's hands down. Because you can't go wrong with positive, even though it's challenging sometimes. It's not easy being positive, because sometimes we do have to be a little tough when it comes to a person, place, or thing. Because it's okay to be kind, but unfortunately, still today, in this day and age, we still have those that think those that have a kind, loving, and giving heart think they're stupid. But we are not. We are just above petty things. And things like this is just stuff I picked up, from my family, brothers and sisters, reachers and teachers. Because the most important thing about knowing oneself is being able to listen. Most intelligent people, brother or sister, usually are the ones that listen. Especially, and I mean, listen to one another, but also listen to that righteous power within. When you listen to that on a daily basis and meditate on it and practice and take it serious and take those quiet moments and really listen and get away from distractions of the world, that's when you will hear things. That's something I'm learning, my brothers and sisters. And like earlier today or this morning, remember, like I said, those mornings are vital. That's when those thoughts will come. But again, I also say those attacks can come too. That's why we get attacked in the morning sometimes, because that negative force knows that negative force knows our day before we do sometimes, and it try to dictate it and stop it. But that higher power also was right in there too, and those good thoughts will come. And that's what we have to meditate on, that positive. But like I said though, that higher power will magnify the things that make you great. And again, like I say, which is my family, because if it wasn't for the DNA of my family, I wouldn't even be here. If it wasn't for my mom and my dad, I wouldn't be here. My grandparents, they started it all. So, we have to look at things like that. Every aspect of our lives, whether it's family, brothers and sisters, people we grew up with, all played a part in our growth. Whether we went up or down, we still here. And for those of us that are on fire and righteous and being the best that they can, even if you're not speaking or whatever in your life, but in your heart that you were true and you were real and you are a right person. You just trying to be as right as you can possibly be. Just keep on going. That higher power is acknowledging and watching everything we do. That greater creator, Mother Nature, and the universe is always with us. That's why I'm having this spirit now. That's why I'm sending a salute. That's why I'm feeling grateful within. Like, if you want, you can go on a podcast I made about power thoughts. Having great thoughts at night will make for a great positive morning. Because, like, again, I'll say again, sometimes those negative attacks, they come in the morning. So that's why it's good to have those power thoughts at night. And I'm telling you, spiritual realm, I'll say once again, and a lot of us say this, a lot of my reachers and teachers, brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, salute. Those negative thoughts will come, unfortunately. But that's why it's like you have the back door protected and you have the front door protected. The back door is the power thoughts at night. The front door is the positive thoughts in the morning. And you won't nothing be able to get in. Because remember, always have to keep ourselves in a prepared mode and stay grateful and stay loving within. And I wanted to go back. I was gonna finish something. I don't think I got to finish it. Something that we have to take really serious, my brothers and sisters. And before I go on, I want to say thank those that comment on some of my podcasts and videos, and those that have supported me, and those that have helped me. Whether they interact with my videos or not, it's not about that. This is about this podcast is solely about those that have built this soldier before you, far and near. That's what this is all about. Because like I said, every person, place, or thing that's positive that help us in our life plays a part, no matter how, whether it's small or big. So, but I just wanted to say that, and I want to say thank you to the sister that has been responding. She responds every so often. She comments and stuff. Thank you. Salute my sister, and a brother here recently that's been commenting and sharing, and we've been talking to each other. I salute you too, brother. You know who you are, and just stay strong, stay powerful. Anybody listen to this, let nothing stop you. Stay within, as we all say, and you'll never go wrong. But okay, I just wanted to say that. But I want to go back to that, how important it is to take times like this, and any time, not just speaking, but I'm just saying in general, and get off to yourself and really do some really, really deep thinking. And you will be amazed of the things that will come into your thoughts, especially if you're righteous within and you really, really hungry for righteousness and wanting the good for the world. That higher power will drop things into you, and you will be amazed, and you will just smile like, wow. And I'm really, you'll say to yourself, like, I'm really seeing how important it is to be quiet sometimes, because you'll get the most. If you're one of those, if you're creative, something I've noticed, the higher power, just like this thing we had going around, I ain't gonna say what it is, you know what it is. I say whatever sickness you have within, it attacks it. Okay, on the flip side, that's the same thing with righteousness. That's how that higher power works. He magnifies the things that we love the most inside, and he knows the things that he knows what we're capable of before we even know it, and he draws it out of us. Sometimes we don't even understand why we do things or why we feel things in our spirit, and we feel this push to do something great. That's that higher power doing that. And that's what he does. He goes inside and he magnifies those hidden creative things that we have inside of us. Because some of us, we have some great things that's inside of us that we just don't pay attention to. But if we're with that higher power, he'll draw it out. Because you've heard me say, ladies and gentlemen, whatever we process on the inside of us, whatever we dwell on the most within us, that's what will come out. So that's why it's so important to indulge and lose yourself and drown ourselves in righteousness. And we have to be patient and let that higher power move through us, and let that force do what it does. And I used to say he, I don't say he. I just, because it's more than just, I know we're an image, male or female, brother or sister. We are supposed to be in the image of our higher power. But the higher power is more, to me, it's more powerful than, you can't even explain how powerful a higher power is. I mean, if he really gave all of us the power that some of us think we want, we wouldn't even be able to handle it. We probably have a damn heart attack. And that's real talk. That's why he give us little sprinkles at a time, because he know who can handle it and who can't. And just take a look around us. Just take a look at social media and in the world and everything. We can see who can handle power and who can't. That's why some of them, he takes that power right on back. So, again, I'll say, this is just what was in my spirit. And I salute, real talk from the bottom of my heart, I salute those that built this soldier before you. My family, brothers and sisters, and that means brothers and sisters, in my family, within my family, outside of my family, brothers and sisters I have talked to online. They have been, some of them have been vital. And, we have to acknowledge this. And why do I do this, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is that power that will return from that universe. This is what puts a smile on Mother Nature's face, is when we glorify those that deserve to be glorified. And anybody listen to this, they know who I'm talking about, because that's who that spiritual realm is all about. All we have to do is do and not prove. and just speak to that higher power. The higher power is listening, even when we think that it's not, that force is not, or that high, because a lot of us that are on this high vibration, we know we have experienced many wow moments, because that higher power will show off every now and then. And I wanted to use an example I was thinking about. Y'all remember that movie Bruce Almighty? Remember at the end when he was laying in the hospital bed and he had the bracelet in his hand and he looked up to the sky, and of course he's looking up to God. I'm just using this as an example. And he said, "Now you're just showing off." That's what the higher power does. But you have to be ready to receive things like this. You can't be sneaky and evil, and I don't see how people can be like that. Now, I'm not saying I'm not perfect. We all have done things, in our past, but we don't dwell on it. Like I say, we extract the needed tools of the past. We don't stay in the past. We don't stay wrong. We learn from it and we better ourselves. So I really feel sorry for people who are like that. People who are evil and scum and rotten to the core and just don't give a shit. Woo, man. Because I'm telling you, that's a sad state of affairs. But in any event, this is all about positivity. And I'm just thanking those that have come into my life. And I mean anybody that's been positive, that's been an instrument in what I'm doing now and how I think and how I'm able to listen and when deal with my own inner issues. I've been able to do this with the mixture of my family and, like I said, brothers and sisters I've met online, people I've grown up with, all the positive people that have helped me. I salute to all those that built this soldier before you. And that's when I say anybody, I mean anybody. Family, brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes. And that's my wonderful thought, positive thought, grateful thought, and my real thought. And I give honor to your family, my family. Give honor to my children, my children's mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. One.